Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Anna.
And welcome to When Creativity Knocks. We're here with Holly Dare. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, Holly.
So excited.
I'm kind of scared, to be honest. Holly's going to show us lamp working, beading. What is it
Lamp
called?
or glass bead making.
Oh,
This is
that's a
something
mouthful.
I've always wanted to learn how to do. This is really exciting for me.
So Holly's going to be showing us how to do this, and we're making the beads. And well, there's really not much else to it, so let's get started. So I know we were going over some safety things before we got started. You should not do this unless you've taken a class, because there's a lot of things you need to know between the gas and the oxygen and the. It's already over my head. So
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of safety information. Read books, study,
and
take
make sure you
classes.
get these really cute glasses.
Yes, because you have to block the sulfur flare that will get off the
I
glass.
should wear
flare,
these when I
okay.
tan. So, but
Do take a peek at the
They make you
glass.
look smart.
thanks.
Ooh,
Do
I
take a
look smart
peek.
too?
Just take a quick peek at the glass in the flame, and you'll see what it's
Okay.
blocking out. So we're working with soft glass, which is prone to shocking. So I'm just going to start warming it really high in
What
the
is
flame.
shocking?
It means it can shatter.
Oh,
And
we switched spots.
yeah, if you're wearing a low-cut shirt, it will find a place right between the girls.
And here I thought I was just trying to boost ratings.
See how that little piece just broke off? Yeah, it's breaking off.
Oh, I
just
heard
a
it.
little, too.
I heard it go.
Yeah. And you can warm your rod. Some people invest in warm rod warmers. Boy, that's hard
Wow,
to
say that 10 times.
Yes. Some people invest in those, but once it starts glowing, it's probably not going to shock too
So
much
you
anymore.
just keep that big tray
Yeah.
for everything that blows up over and
Yeah.
just lands there.
And if you do take a quick peek, you'll see the big yellow flare coming off the glass. If
Uh-huh.
you look over, you'll see what your glasses
It's like
are blocking
the beads
out.
farting.
So yeah, it actually shows.
Ooh, ooh.
Stop
Yeah.
pushing me towards the
It's
light.
really pretty.
It totally changes.
I like it.
So glass will not stick to anything that's not hot. So I'm working with a mandrel, which is a piece of stainless steel that's dipped in graphite. And I have to get it hot, because if I just put it on the cool end, well, that's pretty hot, I guess. So I made a little boo-boo there. But normally it won't stick unless that's really, really hot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to have this spinning a little bit and touch down. And notice that the mandrel's behind the flame.
Oh, wait, that's what puts the hole through the bead?
Yes.
Very good, Megan.
Very good.
Ooh.
So
It must be these smart glasses.
They must be.
And we have a little bead here. That's like a
That's it?
pretty decent little bead. If you're making small beads, you can make big beads. You can make them. I really love big
Oh,
beads.
now I see. I
But-
know why you get hooked on it.
Yeah. So that's
Don't
a
mind
perfectly
this.
shaped little bead. You just have to let the glass droop to the side where it's narrow, and you always want to look down your mandrel and make sure it's even. I'm
That
spinning
looks
as
pretty
I
darn-
go.
So you're constantly spinning it.
Yeah. And while it's red hot, I'm going to roll this. This is frit, which is just little pieces of broken glass.
Frit.
Frit.
I like that frit.
Yeah, you can make your own frit too, which is really cool. But it's a nice way to add a lot of color to a bead.
I think you should rename your dog Frit.
That would be a good name.
Oh, and that's giving it different color.
Yeah, that'll add different colors. And
This is
I'm
crazy.
going to use a little round marver just to round this up a little bit.
It's super crazy. Okay. Oh, so now it's making sure so it's round all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
And if we let this cool, it'll break. So
Oh,
we want to
so
put this.
We don't want to let it get
Yeah.
cold.
So you're
But you
putting-
can see that it's kind of a blue with some other colors in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's got some purple in it. But this is flame polishing. You want to gently cool it off in the back of the flame. Makes the bead really shiny.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then we put it in a kiln that's 960 degrees.
Oh, it goes in a kiln after.
Yes.
Boy.
Oh.
And this will you want to stage it. You want to hold it at 960. Then it stages down to 870, 730. And
So
then
it gradually
off.
cools
Yeah,
it off
about
for you.
100 degrees an hour until it's done. So
Oh,
it can
wow.
take up to 8 hours.
Oh,
for
to
that
cool
happen.
that bead?
Yeah.
For that tiny bead?
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
But would you do more than one on that
Yeah,
rod?
you do a
Okay.
whole
Oh,
bunch.
okay.
You fill your count. You fill your count. So that's how to make a really simple tiny bead.
Now I feel like you're about to show me how to make a complicated one.
Do you want to see a really
Yeah, I
complicated?
do.
I do.
I do. It's very cool.
Okay.
I'm feeling very
Well,
brave.
let's keep working with this blue.
Okay.
Since it's probably warm.
How do you make shapes then?
It's all sculptural. You just keep working. That's a little witch's hat that
Yeah,
I
isn't this
happen to
cool?
have on my table. And I'm wearing a fish. I love making fish.
Love this little witch hat. It's very cool.
But I love making off mandrel hearts, which are really challenging and fun because you don't have that, you have to put the hole in another way. So that's really exciting.
Oh.
So let's just, I'm going to whip out my mashers here.
Now, wait, what are those?
These are mashers.
Okay.
And I have small ones. These are my small ones. And then I have big barbecue mashers too for really big beads. And this is a tool to like flatten.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was maybe how you got the brim on your witch's hat.
The brim on the witch's hat is actually created by using thinner pieces of glass called stringer, like this,
Okay.
and just wrapping it very steadily and carefully in the same direction
Ooh, wow.
around the bead until it just gets on there. But because it's made with a thinner piece of glass, it stays thin.
So, that piece that you were holding, that skinny one, I'm sure that's not the name, but the one that makes the hole for the bead,
Yes, the mandrel.
does that not get hot?
No, it really doesn't.
Well, it kind of looks like a lollipop.
Yeah. And I have mandrels in different sizes. If you look behind, I have like square mandrels. I have hollow mandrels. I can actually blow glass
make
with
different
those.
shape. Oh, cool.
And that's how you make different shapes, different size holes, because you don't always string with
Who
the same
invented
size.
this? I mean, this is so
You know, they were
beyond
doing
me.
this ages ago with bellows for a fireplace.
This is just so...
Hundreds of years they've been making glass beads. It's so fascinating.
It's amazing,
So we're
isn't it?
just going to, again, pick up a little more of that blue color. I'm making a really tiny off mandrel heart here. I like making big ones. But for time, I'm just
It's
going to
really
make a
fun
little.
to watch all those tiny beads in the flame.
Yeah.
It's kind of mesmerizing.
It really is
Well,
mesmerizing.
you think anything shiny is mesmerizing. You're like a cat. You're like, ooh, glitter.
Oh, I am too. So I like to actually start this off a little bit square. So I'm just going to kind of tap it into more of a square rectangular shape.
This doesn't really smell bad. I kind of was scared. I thought it was going to be stinky.
Oh, no. No.
This is also very
So,
fascinating.
These are my handy dandy scissors. This is fun. I love this part. I get it really hot.
Bacon's moving away.
Well,
And-
I mean,
Look,
she's got fire and
Look, there's a
scissors.
what do you
Heart.
think that might be?
It's a heart.
Oh.
So then I have these little rough edges where I cut the glass.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to tweak it and smooth it out a little bit. Glass wants to be round.
Okay.
So by keeping that part in the flame and really working where I just cut, I round it back off and it's not as sharp.
Ah, gotcha.
So then I need a thin piece of blue. This is why I keep all my junk right in front of me. Because I need to make a bail now.
It's all right.
I
That's
need
how
to
my
put a
mom
hole.
crafts.
Yeah, it's great. So I need to make a bail, so I'm going to use this little
Bell's a
piece
little
of blue.
hook. So
Yeah,
you can
something
hang
to
the
string it
jewelry
with.
from.
So I'm just going to get this piece a little warm, and it will stick, because hot sticks to hot. And I always look, because I never cut completely evenly, so I stick to the thinner part, because that's going to make it fuller when I add a bail. And I'm going to work out here in the cooler part of my flame. And I'm just bending this glass.
Well, you could be out here for hours.
Oh,
Time
yeah.
just slips by, I'm sure, when you're doing this.
Yeah, and then I break it with a flame. And then these are made of tungsten. They're tungsten picks, literally. I'm going to heat everything back up again because it's getting a little chilly. And I'm just going to put that hole back in there, get it into something I like.
Gotcha.
And then I'm going to take a smaller tungsten pick, and I like to tap that bail down really nicely so it's going to stick. Sometimes I even draw like little claws out holding the heart. And then I'm going to straighten that bail up so it hangs straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then how am I going to hold this? What am I going to do with this rod? That's the big thing. So I have these tweezers that are reversed. You can just buy these in like a little hardware store.
Oh, wouldn't you love to pluck your eyebrows with those?
Yeah, I'm always wearing a towel. I'm always wearing a towel so I can dry them off. They were in my water. So because they were in my water, I know they're cold. So I'm just going to warm them up. I don't want them glowing, but I don't want them to break my heart.
There's a freaking flame, Anna, right next to my face.
It's Mom.
Mother.
Okay,
dearest.
so I'm holding the heart. And now I've got to break this rod off.
Oh, I see she's doing.
And I'm getting really close to my flame, so it will break quickly.
Don't be afraid.
You sit next to the fire.
And there we go. And just because we dipped that into that color, I want a little color where we just broke. So I'm going to add just a little more. Melt that in good. And then we're going to fire polish it.
That makes it shiny?
Yeah, and I'm letting my tail cool off too, because I don't want to, if that tail's soft and I drop it in the kiln, it can misshape it.
I'm going to start saying that.
So, but anyway, here it is.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
How do you get it off those tweezers?
Like this. I'm just going to drop it in there and open it.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's
You know,
the
you
beauty
said
of
hot
the,
sticks to hot.
That's the beauty of the reverse.
Oh, I get it now.
And we need to cool them off. They usually sizzle. So that's off mandrel hearts.
Very cool. Now I think we're going to go see some variations of what you can do with the beads after you make them, right?
Sure.
Cool. Let's go check it out. All right, so we've come out here into the sunlight so we can see the real colors that we're working here with these beads. And Holly, tell me about these necklaces. They're gorgeous.
Well, these necklaces were all made for part of a contest that I participate in every month online with the art bead scene. And this year they've selected that we will be inspired by painting. So these were all inspired by Grandmaster paintings.
So did they like send you the picture of the photo?
They put up online a picture of the photo that we're to
the
use as
painting,
inspiration.
yeah. Okay.
So this one was like Van Gogh's Water Lily.
Yes.
And then what was this
This
one?
was a Kandinsky. I think it's just a numbered painting, and I can't remember who painted Goldfishes. Was the name of that one?
So you take it and interpret it into beads.
Yes,
Cool
That's
enough.
really fun. It really stretches your creative imagination.
it really does.
And there's a lot of other great examples here of stretching that creative imagination. I know there's some witches' hats over there that we talked about inside. A larger version of the heart that we were dealing with in there. Some cute cupcakes and ice cream cones. And then these really cute sort of serving things. I'm sure that's not the technical name for it. But you just pick these plates up at like a thrift store or discount shop or whatever, and you made beads to match.
And
Cute
then
enough.
added it to the serving
Very
implement.
cute. So Holly, thank you so much for inviting us and showing us how to make all this really great stuff.
I'm
And
glad you guys came out.
yeah, I am too. And you know what we
This is
say?
really a lot of fun.
When creativity knocks,
Open the door.